You've seen these logos thousands of times on your phone, on clothes, on buildings that you walk past without even thinking. But what if I told you that you have never actually seen them? Because hiding right inside the most popular logos in the world are messages, visual tricks, and psychological cues that were designed to influence you without you even realizing it. And once you see them, you can't unsee them. In this video, I'm going to show you the hidden psychology behind famous logos. And by the end of this video, you will never see design the same way again, but instead, you will start thinking like a designer. There is this idea that logos are simple, clean, minimal, just a symbol. But that is exactly what makes them so powerful. Because logos, they don't just show you something, they make you feel something. And even more importantly than that, they make you remember something. A good logo doesn't rely on explanation. It works instantly and subconsciously. So today we're going to break down what's going on behind the scenes in logos that you already know. And I promise you, these are going to make you pause and think to yourself, wait, why did I never notice that? Let's start with something fundamental. Your brain is wired to look for patterns. It wants to complete shapes. It wants to find meaning. It wants to solve visual puzzles, even if you're not aware of it. And designers know this, and we use it on purpose. One of the best examples is the FedEx logo. At first glance, it just looks like bold purple and orange text. Nothing crazy. But then when you look closer between the E and the X, then you see it. The hidden arrow in the negative space. And here's why that matters. The arrow represents speed, precision, forward movement, all the things that you want from a delivery company. But instead of telling you that directly, your brain discovers it. And when your brain discovers something on its own, it tends to stick longer. It feels more satisfying. That little aha moment, that's not accidental. That's psychology. And once you start noticing negative space, you realize that it's everywhere. And designers are basically hiding messages in plain sight. Take the WWF Panda logo. It's simple, black and white, almost childlike. But the simplicity is doing something very strategic. Your brain, it fills in the missing pieces. The panda, it isn't fully drawn, but your brain sees it as complete. It creates a sense of softness, empathy, care, which is exactly what the organization wants you to feel. Now let's compare that with something like the NBC logo. At first, it's just colorful shapes, but once you see the peacock, it just clicks. The colors, they represent diversity in programming. And the peacock itself, it historically symbolizes pride, confidence in broadcasting. Again, it's not just decoration. It is meaning layered into form. Now let's talk about something that people think they understand. Color. Because yes, colors look nice, but they also feel like something. And brands choose colors very carefully. Think about the McDonald's logo. Red and yellow. That's not random. Red stimulates appetite. It grabs attention. It creates this sense of urgency. And yellow, it feels warm, happy, and inviting. And put those two colors together, and they make you feel hungry and comfortable at the same time, which is honestly a very dangerous combination if you think about it. And then there's Facebook, or well, Meta. That blue, it's all about trust, relatability, calmness, which is exactly what you want from a platform that's asking for your personal information. And once you notice that, you then realize that the same color scheme is used across banks, tech companies, healthcare systems. Because all these companies, they want the same thing. They want your trust. So when you as a consumer say you like a certain color, the chances are that it was designed to make you feel that way. It's not just color, it's shape. Sharp edges versus soft curves. Circles versus squares. All of these choices, they send signals to your brain. For example, circle logos. They tend to feel more inclusive, familiar, and safe. Whereas sharp, angular logos, they tend to feel more aggressive and bold. Look at Apple. The logo is soft and rounded. It feels approachable, clean, human. Now, imagine if the same logo was sharp and jagged. It would feel completely different even if the concept stayed the same. That's the thing about design. Visual changes can shape perception, and most people can feel it without being able to explain why. And here's where things get interesting, because lots of people think that if something is simple, it must be easy to design. No, simple is hard, like really hard, because when you're making something simple, you're removing everything that's unnecessary until only the essential idea is left. Take Nike. It's literally just a swoosh, but that swoosh, it equals speed, motion, victory. It is abstract, but your brain, it makes the connection instantly. And because of how simple it is, it works everywhere. On shoes, on billboards, on apps, on packaging. It scales, it adapts, and it stays recognizable. That right there is not an accident. It's intentional reduction. And honestly, that's one of the most hardest skills to master as a graphic designer. Have you ever looked at a logo and you thought to yourself, it just works? Like you couldn't quite explain it, but it feels correct. That's actually because it follows something called visual balance. Symmetry, proportion, alignment. Your brain, it loves things that feel stable and organized. A great example is Adidas. Those 3 stripes, they're not just stripes. They are arranged in a way that gives you a sense of upward movement, almost like a mountain. But it's subtle and powerful. It suggests things like growth, power, progress, which fits absolutely perfectly with a sports brand. And once you see this structure, it's hard to unsee it. And here's the part that most people don't think about. A logo, it doesn't just exist on its own. It is part of a bigger system, of a brand. And the psychology, it doesn't stop at the logo. It extends to everything else. The type, the layout, the packaging, the experience. They all work together to create a consistent feeling. And that's why you could have 2 companies that have good logos, but one could feel more memorable than the other. Because one is backed by a clear, cohesive visual language, and the other, maybe it's not. Consistency builds recognition, and recognition, it builds trust, and trust builds loyalty. So here's the real takeaway. Logos are not just images. They are decisions. Every color, space, and shape was chosen for a reason. To guide your attention, to influence perception, to make you feel something before you even recognize it. And now, you are in on it. You are going to start noticing all the hidden arrows now. The color choices, the shapes, the tiny details that most people overlook. And that's the moment that everything shifts. The moment that you stop looking at design and start understanding it. Okay guys, if you liked hearing me talk about the hidden side of design and all the stuff that people don't usually talk about, go ahead and subscribe. And I'd love to know, what's one logo that you've looked at but you've never really looked at? Drop it in the comments, I might break it down next. But okay guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!